theories are in use. Obviously, I tell you certain things are facts, certain things are opinion. This is my opinion. But I kind of had a horrible realisation. Many of us like to talk as though we defeated the left in terms of the way that they've called us racist, bigot, Nazi for the longest of times. And we felt we got to a point where it just bounced off because, even jokes and memes were being made by the mainstream people on the internet that anybody left or far left, anybody right or far left was far right. There were songs being made about it, all kinds of things. So we felt like we'd gained some kind of victory and taken that stupidness away from them. The fact of it is, we haven't. The left are laughing right at us right not and having the best time ever. They have affected our thinking. Not all, but nearly every single one of us, including me. We tiptoe around on eggshells about so many subjects if it involves someone of colour. If someone, we've talked about how is it possible that things like Telford could have happened? How would the police force ever hide it? No police force would hide it. The power of being called racist to a white person is very real. It's shut down conversations. It's stopped people from platforming people. It has had a massive effect. One of the first people to really point out to me how racist, for instance, black people could be, or interracial racism that went on, was actually Danny Roscoe, and a year before Black Van Man. It's actually more the people of colour that introduced me to the truth about racism and how much of it there was, and white people also, and they were also very honest about different groups, like different races, who was more responsible for what types of actions. They were very, very honest about it, whereas we are always on eggshells about talking about it. So, for instance, I've started saying to you recently that Pakistan is on a no-fly list. It's dangerous. It's one of the places we shouldn't be importing people from. Somalia is another similar place. And the reason for that is because I've started to realise that if I don't name these absolutely dangerous places with absolutely dangerous ideologies or people in them, then I'm guilty of what they've done to us. They've made us scared of doing what none of the other racial groups are scared of, and that's calling out something, whether it's a religion that just happens to be predominant in a set of great people, or if it happens to be people from a certain country, a certain ideology. We can't help whatever group that they are part of. That's not on us. If a crime has been committed, a crime has been committed. If a wrong has been done, a wrong has been done. No other group in the world would stop and think twice before reporting it or talking about it based on someone's skin colour. We say that we're not bothered by skin colour, and then at the very same breath we stutter and stop because of it. Like, we don't have the courage of our convictions at times. It's not about going and attacking people with skin colour, by the way. My point being is, when it is someone's fault who's got a certain skin colour, any skin colour, we won't say so. Any religion, so many people don't say so in day-to-day life, and yet wonder how we've got here. And I've realised we can talk about new political parties, and we can talk about winning future elections. We can talk about replacing Starmer, but all of it is for nothing if the cultural revolution is won by them. And right now, for the amount of people that, again, we don't need to go on racist rants. That's not what I'm advocating. But even with all of this ethno-nationalism talk, that was important back in the day because people tried to attack our movement. I personally don't think that's what's happening at the moment. Could be wrong, but I don't think that's what's happening right now. I just think, the broader spectrum of what that actually means is not fully understood, to my understanding. I'm not an expert on the subject. I don't class myself as that. I don't really know what I am. People have always labelled me, to be quite frank. some people used to call me a Sivnat, whatever that's supposed to really mean. I suppose I'm a nationalist, but not in a racist sense of the word, But by doing all of this and by engaging in all of this, isn't he racist? Is this party racist? Is this group here racist? Even I've been caught in it. Are they racist? Right? All of this is exactly what the left does. All of this is hunting. Where's the racist? Like, what do we normally say to the left when they're looking for Nazis? Sorry, we've run out of Nazis. There are no Nazis. And yet we're all looking for the racist right now. They are kicking themselves laughing. We need to realise that the racist has been put into our head by people of our own skin colour trying to make us feel very racist. And it has worked to a certain degree because we're on a witch hunt right now for anybody. It doesn't matter if it's Rupert or anybody at the moment. I think anybody would do. I think that this is going to get out of hand if we don't knock it on the head and just slow down. Use proof as our guide and reason, and realise that again, elections and that won't mean nothing if we don't get rid on the right things. If we don't realise that this could very well just be a witch hunt, what's happening right now, and labels are put on people. Labels don't mean much. People do. And talking to those people is the only way that you're going to find out. Again, if people are worshippers of the Austrian painter, then fine. But they usually will tell you that. That's the one thing I'll say. So it's not hard to find out. So we need to be a little bit more discerning and stop looking down our nose as though we know what people are when we don't. We have no idea how people think or what they believe. But I believe the majority of people just aren't racist. And I truly believe that. I believe the majority of people just aren't racist. And I believe that a lot of the other races know that about us too. They know that about us. A lot of people from other races have tried to tell me, I've always said, I don't know, but they've tried to tell me that their race, and I'm not going to name their race, but they've said their race is far more racist than us. And I'd say, I've never heard that race being particularly racist. They say, oh no, not to others, but interracially to other races, we're terrible. And I've never heard of any of it. But yeah, people have told me that their communities are far worse than anything they've ever heard in the white community. So, if that's true, and I didn't know about their communities and that they had that amount of racism, but I can believe it of a white community being like that, which is good. But like I say, we also tread on eggshells, and it's like, and why this becomes important. If you're thinking about saving someone and you stop and you think about skin colour first, that's bad. If you are thinking about phoning the police about a crime and then you think about the skin colour first, that's bad. And that's the sort of thing that it begins to affect. It starts to begin to affect a jury. It starts to begin to affect a lot of things. That's why what Starmer did was dangerous when he changed the law to make it more favourable for people of colour as opposed to not, and certain genders as opposed to not. Law is supposed to be equal. And by making it deliberately unequal, I mean, that's obviously going to raise racial tensions. People are going to wonder why. And all of this, they've stoked all of this. And now everyone's, and we're all looking for the racist. Like, this is what they've been trying to do to us for years. And we've got to realise we're playing their game at the moment. It's a horrible realisation. It's a horrible realisation. But the fact of it is, that this is their doing. This is what they've always been trying to get us to do. Chase the racists. Think about it. Just think for a second. How many true racists have you ever met in your life who are white? Truly racist. Because I have maybe met one or two. The most other people who are genuinely racist there hasn't been many, but their reputations preceded them, and I didn't have nothing to do with them. But generally speaking, I've not met more than two in my lifetime, and I'm nearly 50. So I'd like to know other people. Have you met many racists in your lifetime? Because if not, then we really need to think about what's going on here and whether this is an accidental witch hunt. And I say accidental because I believe accidental. Like, I don't think anybody's meaning for this. And it's all right to ask questions. Like, that's good. But I just worry that we're dancing to the left tune right now. Tom Fury, 0 News, current day for now.